Right, what has happened, YouTube? It's been a while, I know. But today, Behavior has released their developer updates for the upcoming mid-chapter patch. It'll be going live it's tomorrow, actually. I mean, from the end of this, it's tomorrow. And there are a couple of really interesting changes in this patch that I want to talk to you about. A lot of balance changes for Killer. A lot of quality of life updates. A lot of it I feel like I just need to talk to you about because this is pretty good stuff, and maybe I might start doing these developer update YouTube videos as a more regular thing. We'll see. So, let's start off with this update. Starting off with the Nightmare. Now, we've been told about this a while ago that Freddy was going to be changing. We heard a long time ago. Honestly, was kind of thinking they'd forgotten about it, but no, it is in this next patch. And so, what is happening to him, plain and simple, is Nightmare has stood out from the crowd with a particularly high kill rate, averaging 3 kills per match. With that in mind, we've made some slight tweaks, bringing him closer in line with the rest of the roster. We've decreased his movement speed while placing snares to 4.0. Previously, there was no speed change, with the maximum number of placed traps from 8 to 5, and the number of dream pallets from 10 to 7. They've also changed his action speed add-ons, so rather than affecting generator repair speed, they now affect audio, as in repairing grunts of pain and footsteps, respectively. Black Box, which is Freddy's ultra rare add-on, also has a new effect, which is that when the exit gate is opened, it is blocked for sleeping survivors for the next 10 seconds, which is actually quite neat. We'll talk about the changes and what I think of them in more detail later. Alarm clocks have also received tweaks to make their effects clearer and more rewarding. Using the alarm clock will now fully make you immune to sleep, including being hit by the killer for 30 seconds, and it's now shown on your HUD. With these changes, we hope to promote dream taps being more strategic rather than just spamming them down in chase. We will talk about all of this in more detail later. Now, moving on to the Demogorgon. He has had quite a lot of changes as well. They've increased the movement speed while in a portal. I'm assuming that means while traveling between portals, which, you know, kind of nice. They've reduced the cooldown after exiting a portal, and they've increased the undetectable length after exiting a portal. You know, not bad, not bad. They don't seem to have increased the speed of entering a portal and exiting, which kind of sucks, but, you know, we'll get there. On top of these changes, we've done a complete pass on the Demogorgon's add-ons to make some of the lesser ones more appealing. Here's a sneak peek at a few of them. Lifeguard Whistle. Survivors near activated portals are indicated by Killer Instinct without having to charge of the Abyss. That is insane. Oh my god, we'll talk about that in a minute as well. And Rotten Pumpkin, when traversing the Upside Down, the portal you enter is destroyed. That's another really interesting add-on. And you gain 200 blood points. Now, the Huntress has also had changes. They have finally given her a second ultra rare add-on. We have, however, done an add-on pass to bring them up to modern standards. And they have nerfed Eerie Head. Right, so the Huntress moves at 4.6 when she has no hatchets, and then the iridescent head is exactly the same as it was, except you only have one hatchet, regardless of the effects of other add-ons. They will be very strong when paired with each other. Very strong when paired with each other. Interesting. Also, the twins has changed. They have increased the cooldown. I'm assuming that is to counteract slugging, because the slugging is intense with twins. The camera control is made much less janky with Charlotte. They've also messed around with 2 of the add-ons, which is Silence and Cloth. They've increased the undetectable to 20 seconds, and the iridescent one is now 30 seconds of one-shots. I think they're both the ultra-rare add-ons. I could be wrong. The iridescent one definitely is. Wow, that's a lot of killer changes. My goodness me. Anyway, small game. Perks have also changed. Small game now shows the number of remaining totems as tokens on the perk. Oh my god, that they actually did the thing. That's insane. That is pretty crazy. Although, I think everyone will be asking why that's not base kit, but at least it's a perk. The killers have got Thrill of the Hunt, the survivors have got small game. Detection range is decreased by 5 degrees for each totem cleansed. Small game no longer works on killer powers. Cool, because perks countering killer powers is a little bit 2016 for me. Lucky Break is absolutely fucking insane now. Lucky Break now hides scratch marks in addition to blood pools, and it lasts 90 seconds. Oh my god, what the fuck? This perk is gonna be absolutely ridiculous. Jesus Christ. Small game, not small game, Soul Guard now has a cooldown of 30 seconds because there was this thing where you could stack it with We're Gonna Live Forever and a bunch of other heal perks in a 4-man, and you could effectively hold the game hostage because of Soul Guard. So this cooldown will not affect anything to do with the game except the exploit, so that's great. Good job, behavior. Open-handed is actually in the patch, and it's 16 meters now, but doesn't stack, so it's more reliable by itself. Zanshin Tactics has no cooldown now, but LOL, Windows of Opportunity still has a cooldown. I don't know. Borrowed Time, this change... Okay, so... to remove some of the confusing intricacies with how Borrowed Time interacts with some killers and the Oblivious status effect, cough pig, cough Freddy, we have removed the terror radius condition from the perk, and to compensate, we have reduced the duration of the endurance to 12 seconds. And the object change we were told about is now in the game, except it now works as a spine chill. So, anytime your aura is revealed to the killer, their aura is revealed to you. Gain a 6% bonus healing, repairing, and cleansing. If you are the obsession, your aura is also revealed to the killer for 3 seconds every 30 seconds. So basically, whenever your aura is shown to the killer, you see the killer and you repair gens faster during that time. And then the obsession just gets this every 30 seconds because their aura is shown to the killer every 30 seconds. We'll talk about this. Toolboxes now have more skill checks. Patches is now 10 seconds rather than 30. Oh my god, and it's not the only key change coming. Thank Christ for that. The HUD has changed. We won't... Okay, now this I will talk about because... Anyway, this is not a lot of feedback, but I will just discuss this briefly. The HUD has been made clearer, so killer powers is easier to see, so Dr. Madness is now easier to see. Being asleep is easier to see. Being infected is easier to see. Being stalked is easier to see. But pig traps are not easier to see. Come on, behavior. It's so hard to track who is trapped and not. Please adjust pig traps as well. It is absurd that they haven't been touched. I'm hoping they're just missing from the patch notes. If not, I'm gonna be very sad. Struggling has also changed, but we've spoken about this before on my Twitch channel a lot. Hashtag go follow me. Nothing much to say about this other than there's now a few less ruined keyboards because of the spacebar spam. Graphical update. Oh my god, this looks amazing. this patch. This PTB looks incredible. It is tomorrow, the 13th of April. Oh my god, this PTB looks so good. Right. Let's talk about it. So, with the Freddy changes. Now, obviously, you all know me. You know I don't like Freddy. You know why I don't like Freddy. This change... Honestly, this change covers most of what I don't like about Freddy, to the point where I think he's actually pretty alright now as a killer. I actually, like, slowing down while placing traps is fantastic. This is what he needs, because all you do with Freddy, honestly, is just spam traps, spam the trap, spam the trap, spam the trap, spam the trap. And you had so many to spam. I think 5 is still a bit too many, but we'll see. But the change is great. Dream pallets being reduced? I'm not so sure about that. I don't feel like 10 was too many with dream pallets. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Didn't feel like that was necessary, but whatever, that's changed as well. Add-on changes are great. The generator add-ons are awful. Now, you might wonder why, because they're only 1%. Literally, 1%, 2%. That's what the add-ons are. They're nothing. When you look at it like that, they're nothing. Why are they so bad? Well, to explain that, I need to explain to you a little bit about how this game calculates negative modifiers. To put it simply, negative modifiers will always trump positive modifiers. Say you have say you have a toolbox that increases repair speed by 3%. Okay? 3%. If you have one single debuff that decreases it by 3%, they will cancel each other out, because, 3%, 3%, they cancel each other out. One single debuff. Now, if you have one debuff of 1% and one debuff of 2%, the way this game calculates negative modifiers means that you will end up with a greater percentage back than you will forward. So even though your toolbox repairs by 3% and the debuff is 3%, you will still repair slower than normal repair speed, just because of the way this game calculates maths. That's just DBD. This is why I don't like any slowdown perks stacked. This is why I have such a downer on slowdown perks, in case you're wondering, because the way they work with negative modifiers in this game. Thanner by itself is fine. Thanner with Dying Light, that's not okay, Chief. Again, Dying Light by itself is fine. A perk with the combination of the two is fine, But because they stack and the way it stacks, yeah. So these being removed is amazing. Really, really good. And Black Box as well, being changed to be like some sort of pseudo Blood Warden, is also great. I'm all for it, because this completely counts as 99 gates. Because the gate is 99, they run up to the gate, they're asleep because you've already hit them. You're an M1 killer at this situation. You hit them, they open the gate is blocked. That's a free down to you. That's a really nice add-on. The Black Box, I'm really excited for this. All of these changes. And the add-on as well that increases footstep audio as well. Ooh. I feel like that needs to be a perk as well. I'd love that to be a perk or something. Just some sort of make it more common. Anyway. Yeah, anyway. Alarm clock as well is great, because I really don't see the use for alarm clocks right now with current Freddy. So being immune to be putting asleep, even by the killer's melee, is nuts, and I like that. The only thing I would have done extra to Freddy is when you teleport to a generator as Freddy, I wish the generator blocked with Spidey fingers, the entity fingers like you get with Corrupt and that survivor perk. I can't think of its name. The reason why I want that is that when you hear it, it sounds like a buff because, oh my god, the gen's blocked. But that blocks the ability to just teleport and then pop goes the weasel a gen. because the whole point of Pop is that you have to pick Chase or Gen. But with Freddy, you can do both. So it would remove that. So you would teleport, it would block the Gen, you then can't kick it. You see what I mean? That's the only thing I've liked on top of this, but ignoring that, these Freddy changes are amazing. I'm really happy with them. This is great. Okay, moving on to Demo. Now, I believe we knew that Demo was getting changes as well. They did a full add-on pass. I don't know what his add-ons are going to be yet. I'm curious. We only have these as an example right now. But I mentioned before when I was reading the patch notes, all of this is great, because I really don't like... I love Demo, I like playing Demo, I like his dash. I do not like anything about his portal mechanic right now. Don't like the speed it takes, I feel like I can walk across the map faster, I feel like I can't do it enough, I feel like I'm hardly undetectable, and all of these things have changed with this. Only thing I'd have wanted is to get into the portals quicker as well, but that doesn't appear to have changed. Maybe that's an add-on. Demo players, hit me up. Well, we don't know, actually, because the add-ons are all changing. We don't know. Lifeguard Whistle is... Oh, I don't know, man. This add-on is a bit of a yikes to me. Maybe this is just me, but... I don't know, man. That with a totem perk, that reminds me of Old Undying. Maybe that's just me. But that reminds me of Old Undying. You place it next to a totem, you know. You place it next to a totem, and then you just know that they're cleansing it. And you place a portal down. The portal then gets destroyed, so it's not wasted. And then you teleport to the totem. Yeah, I'll see about that one. But initial impressions are... Oof. That's a bit of yikes to me, especially since it's now quicker to teleport. We'll see. We'll see. But this is great. This is not so great for me. We'll see. Okay. Huntress. Good. They're changing all of her add-ons. They claim they've done an add-on pass, which means there's far more add-ons than just these two, but for now we have these two. Eerie Head being... One hatchet only is great. I like the Omega build a lot. I've done a bit of Omega Huntress. For those of you that don't know, Omega Huntress is just one hatchet. No add-ons. You just have one hatchet and it one-shots. So that's what this is, basically. I feel like these two are going to be stacked together a lot, because you will run that, and you will run the one that makes you 4.6 when you miss, so that you can still keep chasing them, or you can reload quicker. These two... will paired a lot. I don't think there's been a killer for a while that is actually... It's worthwhile using both ultra rares at the same time. I don't think we've had that in a while. But now we do. This is great. I have nothing else to say. This is good. I'm very curious as to what her other add-ons do, though, but we'll see. Twins change as well is great to me, personally. Reducing the amount of slugging with twins is necessary because twins are utterly insane. Making her more fluid to use is great because, you know, they are quite clunky. I don't know if you've ever played twins, but they're quite clunky. Both of these add-on changes are good because I don't think I've ever seen a twins, let alone a twins using either ultra rare add-on. That is great. Right, perks. Small game no longer works on killer powers. Good. Honestly, good. Perks countering killers is a bit 2016 for me. Totem counter, cool. Would have liked that, you know, for everyone, but I guess, like I said, the killers have got Thriller Hunt, and the survivors have got this. But to counteract this, the perk now gets more accurate, more totems you cleanse. I'm assuming it's starting on what it is right now and getting more accurate, so you can find totems even easier. I don't think they'd nerf it twice. So I'm assuming it's starting at 45 degrees. I believe it's 45 degrees. Someone in chat. Someone in the comments is probably cleverer than I am and knows what it is. I believe it's 45, so it'll get more accurate. I believe it's that. It fucking doesn't matter. It gets more accurate the more you cleanse. Lucky break. Yeah. Oh. This perk is going to be meta. I'm calling it now. Okay. This perk is going to be meta. 90 seconds. A minute and a half of no scratch marks and no blood with Iron Will. The only way you will track them is footsteps. The only way. And with footsteps being the way they are with the game's audio, that's tough. I'll see. Initial impressions are I'm terrified, but a meta change is great because this game's meta is more stale. It's very stale. This game's meta is very stale. So getting another perk meta, I'm okay with as long as it's not completely broken. Which this seems it, but we'll see. But that's the only way you can get a perk meta these days. Anyway, I'm not going to get into a rant like that. Soul Guard, this change is effectively useless in regular play. The only way you'll ever notice this change is if you are actively trying to exploit with this perk. So if you don't actively exploit with this perk, this change doesn't affect you. You're not going to get downed and revived twice in 30 seconds unless you're actively exploiting. That's great. Open-handed, this is great. This perk being 16 meters at base, but doesn't stack, means it's more usable without survivor friends, and it means you can do it more often. Zanchin Tactus has got no cooldown now. LOL. Windows of Opportunity still does. I really don't know why they buffed this perk and not Windows, because I think both are fucking garbage. But there you go. Cool. Borrowed time. I mentioned that I wanted this to change on stream a few months ago. I literally said this change because Oblivious Freddy and the fact that Huntress can camp across the entire map, one-shot you for hook and rehook you. This change is great. I know. I can already imagine. I've not checked the forums. I've not checked Reddit. I can already imagine what they're going to be saying. Actually, do you know what? This might go under the radar. They're probably talking about the Freddy change. Anyway, this change is great. It does mean you can't camp with Pig with no Terror Radius or Wraith now, which is whatever. Fine. This change is great. Honestly. The fact that Borrowed Time is now always active is great. You will never know. If you do not camp as Killer, you will not notice this change. It's only 12 seconds. So it doesn't matter that Borrowed Time is always active. If they run at you, it's probably going to take more than 12 seconds. If they run at you, you'll know they're on the hook. You'll know it was Borrowed Time. You won't hit them. But, you know, there's going to be like 3 seconds left before you can hit them. This change is fantastic. I love it. I could not be more happy with this change. Object of Obsession is finally changing, so now no more Midwich Hell. I mean, what else do I say? The Spine Chill change is kind of... there's no vault chain. There's no vaulting, which is nice. Random sporadic vaulting is... that'd be bad. So that's not there, which is quite nice. Repairing, healing, cleansing, whatever. People are not going to use the perk for that. They're not. I'm sorry. Well, maybe they will. Maybe they will. Maybe there's a build for it now. Maybe they will. We'll see. I don't think they will, though. Toolboxes. More skill checks. Good. Because toolboxes are used so quickly now that you get maybe 1 skill check. Or none. I have a lot of instances where I use toolboxes and don't get a single skill check. So... patch. Although I quite like this. This change was made... make toolboxes full interactive and not because the lead designer had a skill check challenge and got unlucky 3 matches in a row. I feel you. I feel you. Feel you. It's happened to all of us. I feel you. Matt. Hatch. Another small tweak. Keys have been nerfed. Slightly. This is not the only key change coming. Good. They've actually admitted that keys are changing now. Good. However, let's talk about this. It now means that if you want the achievement, which is to get all 4 survivors to escape in the hatch, you only have 10 seconds to do it. Now, a little known fact, which is something that I do on stream a lot, and everyone always questions me when questions it when I do it. The only time EGC triggers from a hatch close is when the killer manually kicks it. If the hatch closes naturally, EGC does not trigger. So the killer has the ability to decide on whether or not endgame will start. So if someone keys the hatch at 2 gens, or well, not 2 gens, at 1 gen, and only one person gets in the hatch, if you close it, EGC will start and the other 2 can escape. If only one person jumps into the hatch and you stand there and wait the full 10 seconds and block the hatch for everyone else, then the hatch will close naturally and EGC won't start and the other 2 survivors have to repair the last gen still. That's always been the game. No one seems to know it's there. You're probably sitting there thinking, I knew that! Good. But I bet there's some of you there that didn't know that. That's a thing. So now, that will be more likely, which is good, because closing hatch as a killer from a key and starting EGC feels really bad. Obviously, I want keys to get annihilated, but this is a good start. I don't really. I'm not as big on anti-keys as everyone else. Like, I hate keys as much as the next guy, but all I want with keys is I want an interaction with the hatch. I want them to, like, manually undo the lock into the hatch. Ideally, what would then happen is that the guy that opens the hatch wouldn't just automatically jump in and could then go and make a save and then go back to the hatch. But there's outplay to that because the killer knows it's happening because the hatch icon's open. It's a lot more outplay. I like it. I personally don't care if people key hatch on the other side of the map to me. To me, I only care if I'm mid-chase with someone and bye! Mid-chase. That gets to me. That's pretty much the only thing I don't like with keys, is that I can be mid-chase and see ya. Also the 2 add-ons, Weaved Ring, Milky Glass. Fuck you. This is cool. Where is Pig? And this is cool. This looks amazing. This looks absolutely incredible. Really incredible. Like, honest to God, this is the easily the best looking map rework we've had so far, and I've only seen 1, 2, 3, 4 screenshots, and this is easily the best map rework we've had so far. Easily. My God, I can't wait until the update tomorrow. Right, that is my thoughts on the patch notes. A behind the build for Trickster will be coming once I've actually leveled up Trickster and he gets his buff. Because that's not happened yet. And I'm not sure if you've noticed, but he's in a pretty bad state. So, once he gets a buff, and I get all the perks on him, a behind the build for Trickster will appear in your sub box. But if you enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my Twitch, because daily live streams. This is an awesome fucking patch. This is easily my favorite patch they've done in months. Months, years, even a year even, sorry. Because the Blight patch was not great, but they had Blight, so it kind of made it alright. Easily my favorite patch. This is fantastic. I can't wait. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll catch you around.